Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're asking no police response for foreigners behaving badly in Thailand. What are we talking about here? Well, I thought of making this video after reading a recent article from Thai Examiner. That's thaiexaminer.com. Article is titled, Thai TV Star Calls for Arrest of Foreigner Who Terrified Her Brother in Harrowing Bangkok Attack Last Week. Quoting directly, Thai actress demands the arrest of a foreign attacker who brutally beat her brother in Bangkok. Despite clear CCTV evidence, police delay action as the attacker is set to leave Thailand. And the question I immediately asked, and I don't know the answer to this, well, is he detained pending his departure or what? Let's get deeper into it. Star slams authorities for inaction and failure to perform a drug test on the suspect. High-profile actress Chalida Wijitwongtong, or Mint, has sharply criticized police in Bangkok. This comes following a protracted assault on her younger sibling in the early hours of Wednesday morning. Her cafe owner brother had responded to calls from staff at his business to come after a number of foreigners had entered and begun assaulting staff members. So a number of foreigners entered this cafe and assaulted staff members. Like, what? And it gets even stranger. Quoting further, afterward, one of the attackers subjected the young man to a harrowing ordeal in which he was repeatedly punched and eventually kicked in the face. A complaint was made to police, but the actress has been told that the perpetrator is understood to be scheduled to leave Thailand on October 3rd. Well, what's that have to do with anything? So people's travel itinerary now has something to do with them being arrested? Quoting further, in the meantime, police have suggested mediation in the case, while CCTV footage of the incident has not been taken up. Now, I have to wonder, and I'm going to go ahead and give the Thai police the benefit of the doubt. There may be something here I'm not seeing, so I'm not going to be overly critical, but the whole thing seems rather strange. Quoting further, in turn, police have suggested that they need time to request an arrest warrant. At the same time, police did not, and I'm going to repeat that, police did not express interest in collecting the damning CCTV footage. Well, that would lead me, kind of begs the question then. Do you want to get an arrest warrant? If so, that would be evidence in furtherance of a warrant. Why not collect it? Again, I'm going to give the Thai police the benefit of the doubt here, presuming that there's some other reason why this is going on. Again, from the article, it seems like this person's at large, but they could be detained, awaiting deportation, and maybe Thai police just want to get this person out of there. I can understand the logic behind that, but again, this seems rather strange. The actress said she was extremely unsettled by the incident. Quoting further, police delay action as actress presses for an arrest warrant before the foreign assailant leaves Thailand. At length, police have further indicated that the perpetrator is due to leave Thailand on October 3rd. The actress wants to have the offending party arrested and subjected to the full force of law for his actions. Yeah, I mean, it's not an unreasonable desire if somebody really truly has been the subject of an assault. And again, I don't know the facts or the situation. I'm just sort of reporting on what I'm seeing. Quoting further, quote, the incident took quite a long time. Where is the safety for Thai citizens? Moss is not in a good mental state. That's the name of the person assaulted. Moss is not in a good mental state right now. Being physically assaulted leaves emotional scars. Our family is trying to embrace and support him as much as possible, she declared. Initially, I didn't plan to speak out. I thought I'd let the police handle it, but the police informed us that the perpetrator will leave the country on October 3rd, and they said they couldn't do anything until they received the forensic report to issue an arrest warrant. But yet they're not collecting the CCTV footage. Quoting further, actress questions police in action, questioned the lack of a drug test as attacker appeared out of control. Furthermore, she questioned why police failed to conduct an urgent test for drugs on the foreign man. Certainly, he appeared to be out of control. The actress says that the law in the case should be enforced. She failed to understand the reticence of the police. Quoting further, quote, this isn't the first time foreigners have assaulted Thai people. I want to be a voice calling for the law to be seriously enforced. I leave this to the police officers as Thai citizens. We can't do much more than this. I just want the legal process to be followed. I'm not asking for anything special, just for the law to protect us, she said. She concluded. Yeah, and I got to tell you, I thought of making this video because, you know, what's that saying? First time The first time something happens, it's just a one-off. The second time is a coincidence. The third time is enemy action. And maybe we're not quite on the third time, but there's been a lot of these spates of foreigners behaving badly here in Thailand. We saw the situation with the Kiwis who assaulted the cop in the police senior sergeant, I believe, here in Thailand, senior sergeant major, I should say, and they were deported. They left the country. They were processed through. The explanation wasn't overly clear. I did the video on that, but presumably they're never coming back. I do understand the underlying philosophy. Oftentimes, I've discussed this in the past. Sometimes Thai law enforcement's position is, look, we're just going to get them out of here and blacklist them, and they're just gone. And there's I can see the argument for that. But that being said, if there really was an assault that occurred by a foreigner on a Thai, and the thinking is we just want to get rid of him, well, the problem is that could lead to people thinking, well, you can just go after Thai people and they're not going to do anything to you. They're just going to kick you out of the country. Is that really the precedent, for lack of a better term, that anyone wants to be set here in Thailand? Meanwhile, I know there's consternation surrounding the case of the so-called beach bully. Now, understand he's been adjudicated and acquitted, is my understanding, of the underlying charge that was brought initially against him, but there still seems to be a great deal of consternation. The alleged victim in that case has apparently asked for a full transcript of the court proceeding to see what the underlying thinking was behind that. I still don't understand whether or not that person's being deported, but again, that person deserves the benefit of the doubt. They were adjudicated innocent, okay, leave that be. But again, that caused a lot of consternation amongst the expat community here in Thailand. So, okay, do you call that, a second time? Maybe not. Maybe it's sort of a half thing or something, or it showed the consternation of the Thai people. But again, if there really was a foreigner that assaulted a Thai, it stands to reason that the law should be enforced against that person. And again, I don't know the facts in the underlying case here, but just based on what I'm reading here and what this person, the victim, the alleged victim's sister, is saying, what is going on here? Because, Thailand is a civilized country. We do very much prize the rule of law. What's going on here is again, and we've seen a spate of this where foreigners have come in. And I don't know why, especially this last year, from January to about now, we've just seen multiple incidences of people coming in and just doing crazy things I never even heard of years ago, back when, quite honestly, you could argue things were a little bit crazier back in the old days, especially pre-smartphones when everybody could be filmed. But for whatever reason, the folks that sort of poured in from high season last year till now, I don't know. I don't know if it's an aftermath of COVID thing. Everybody's still sort of shell-shocked from that, if you want to call it that. And nobody quite knows how to socially interact the way that they used to. I don't know. But I do think it's not unfair to ask the question, where is Thai law in all of this? And where is Thai law enforcement when you've got foreigners allegedly assaulting Thais, and then there being evidence of such assault, but that evidence isn't taken up, and then the response is just sort of, well, this person's just going to leave. Again, it'd be interesting to know, is this person detained pending their departure, or they're just sort of being allowed to just walk out of the country free and clear? Are they going to be blacklisted on their departure? All of that, I'm not able to answer that just from the data points that I have here, but it'll be interesting to see, and I will try to keep folks updated on this channel as the situation evolves.